G'day, I'm Evan and welcome to Gamey Gamey Game. Joining me on the show this week, it's Pete Jones. Bec Petraitis.
From a sitcom. Was that good?
Yeah, it's good.
And Lena Moon.
I'm also from a sitcom.
You're the hot girl who
Yeah.
lives around the corner. I love that.
I'm really good at flipping my hair.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Hello.
Thank you for having us, Evan.
Having it.
We had some patrons drop off this week, as expected, because of our...
That's how you opened the show.
This is a pre-opening the show thing. The show hasn't started yet.
No,
What do you mean? This is the start of the show.
Yeah.
you're not editing this out.
Less people enjoy it than usual.
What he's doing is he's digging a hole for us to stand in, so then when we look up at the mountain, it looks even bigger.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
Higher
right.
joy.
But there's also this context here. We did a pin promo. We expected. It was mentioned recently
That was
that,
expected we'd lose.
Well,
Right.
okay, so when you offer people an incentive for February, and then you go, oh, look at all the people who signed up, and then as soon as they get their incentive, and then it's like, well, there's no more incentive. So
Except for the quality.
Yeah, except for the
the
show.
being nice.
This
you
show.
know, not being a doodlehead. Also, I feel
Look,
like Matt last week was like, oh, when everyone signs up for Patreon, Evan's sitting there going, one Patreon, two Patreon, which is true. But when you take away your pledge, this is Evan. Evan's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's horrible. I don't want to guilt people.
one Patreon.
I don't want to guilt people.
Have we got new people?
We have new people.
Okay.
We have, we actually had a bunch of people sign up this week. Aaron Yetkindler signed up, Rowan Gover, David King, Star Foxy, The Fifth Ring, Patrick Apple.
The fifth ring.
Yeah, what a name.
Not the fourth one.
Official Fahad, the official one.
Oh, good.
God.
And Freddie Baker, they all signed up this week. Mystery Santana dropped off. Can you believe it?
I just hit my mic.
That's okay.
Are you okay?
Last night, is it my fault? Because I made so much fun of your name. You liked it. I saw you tweet about it, Mystery Santana. I've been following you, man.
I feel betrayed. Only by Mystery Santana.
Yeah.
I understand when...
That is not smooth.
No.
You're like, we don't want to guilt people. This person specifically.
Yeah, Mystery Santana.
No,
It's the only guilt trip. I totally understand when people it's fine.
You understand.
Yeah. He taught me how to trust again and then broke my heart.
Do we reckon Freddie Baker's a real name?
Could
Or is
be.
that a pretend one as well?
Baker.
I mean, it's come from a long history of people who own Baker's Delights, I'm sure.
Oh, that's nice. I like to imagine he's playing a character of like a normal man.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, I go to the shops and stuff.
Hello, I am Freddie
My name's
Baker.
Freddie Baker. But really, he's super into,
What? What's Freddie Baker into?
I don't want
What's one of the few remaining supporters?
Yeah, I don't want to. No, you're great, Freddie. I'm sorry.
Unbelievable.
Hang on to the people that we
How
have.
are we losing
Accusing
them?
Freddie Baker of murder.
I have to say, we also had a third amazing individual sign up to our $50 tier.
Whoa!
That's the Ben's Damp Sock tier.
What do they get?
They get Ben's Damp Sock. So they get one of Ben's socks dampened in a mysterious way. And then if
In a mysterious way.
Oh, yes.
They don't know the liquid, Pete. That's an
And then
appropriate face.
If they can guess what it's been dampened with, if it manages to get through the postal system okay, and customs, the two previous ones have been, I think, Finland and the United States.
Finland.
And I don't know if they'll make it to the destinations. We'll see. I mean, there's a global pandemic. We'll see.
All right.
That's the problem.
If they can guess what liquid's been used, then they win the other sock. Anyway, so Samuel Emons, thanks so much for signing up to that.
The pervert tier.
Since Ben isn't here this week, we will pick that up next week.
Yeah,
Where is Ben?
Where's
Where's Ben Evan?
Look, I don't want to guilt Ben.
Where is Ben?
Where's Ben
It's
Evan?
fine. It's fine.
Did the man from Finland steal him?
I bought.
Maybe.
Got the socks and then tracked him down?
We bought him more socks to
I
replace
bought you
the...
socks. I bought you Barocca.
This week, we're going to take a look at Boneworks.
Bet you are.
Yeah, but first... what do you think of this?
What do you think of this?
Japanese gaming furniture company Baohut whose tagline is "Turn your gaming environment into a secret base," have come out with what they're calling a gaming bed. It features an energy wagon for your drinks and snacks, and even a gaming blanket. So this is sure. This whole setup costs what, $1,600?
What?
Which is actually less than I thought. Significantly less than, like, you know, those gaming chairs where you sit down and you got all these monitors around you can sort of lay down and play games. It's kind of like that. Those cost, you know, like 10 grand or something. Whereas this looks like you know, it's a modest. It's a
but I feel like the cost difference is you do not look as cool.
Yeah, this does not
definitely
look...
like this guy is dressed like in like a ninja thing.
Yeah.
Like because he's hiding his identity. Because this looks like, I mean, I definitely want one, but I don't have shame.
But you know what this is missing? It doesn't have a fridge.
Yeah.
The little cans. Is that not a fridge?
Is that a fridge or is that a shelf?
I think
It is a shelf.
It's like an energy wagon is what that is.
But you could fill that with ice.
Loose on the shelf.
Loose on the shelf. Love it.
I love that you're
loose ice
asking,
shelf.
you're asking what it's missing instead of should it exist.
It should exist. But I'm telling you that if you're spending all that time in there, your drinks are warm.
Yeah, I think it does need a bar fridge would make this complete.
Yes.
Better.
Complete.
But yeah, I think if I spent most of my time in a gaming bed, my expectations would be quite low for most other things. So I think I'd be okay with a warm Coke and some Cheetos.
You're not looking after yourself in one of these.
No, this is proper. You know how like people get sad, they get depression and stuff. This is just like furniture for that.
Yeah.
It's like rather than paying for therapy, instead you can buy this bed.
This is how we become those chair people in Wall-E.
Yeah.
I like that it's also definitely only a single bed. That's the only option.
I mean, you'd be too busy doing other stuff if it was a double because you'd be so turned on by all the stuff around
Aroused
you.
by the keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, where does the keyboard go? On the side.
Yeah.
So you're going like this.
Swivel.
So does that, surely that must like come around or something?
I hope so.
It's all hospital furniture.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's basically that.
Yeah, they painted it black. And
It's-
they were
yeah.
like, yes, this is gaming bed.
Yeah.
So this is
And it's just like one of those like saline drips on the side. And they're like, yeah, this is gaming juice.
Yeah.
This is a big machine.
These are your gaming pills. This is your gaming diagnosis.
You've been diagnosed with you're a nerd.
In that one, there's a kettle. That doesn't come with it though.
No,
No.
there's a microwave too. So
Yeah.
you could live your whole life here. The
Look how many energy drinks are on that energy shelf.
he's fully stocked, isn't he?
Where is there like a toilet in there? Is it?
No,
how does
that's
that work?
maybe the one thing that it's missing.
See, that's when
Okay,
you
well.
got to go to the hospital and get the catheter.
catheter, yeah.
If you just
Yeah.
wheel that
Yeah,
in.
legitimately, if I ever break
you
my
said
leg
that
or
at
hurt
all.
myself, like riding my bike or something, I'm totally up for this. Just, I don't need everyone to know that if that happens, if I like need to be, down for a bit, thank you, I will have one.
And
It is quite an affordable price point
yeah.
for it.
if nothing happens to me at all, I want this now.
Can I just say,
Yes.
No injuries. Yeah.
this is, I mean, all shipping and stuff aside, I think this costs about the same amount as my bed does,
Yeah, but what?
which is just a normal bed.
No, it's a
and imagine
bed.
how much extra you could be getting for this is good value, is what I'm saying.
It is, but I feel like, you know how this might be relatable. Did everyone buy like one piece of furniture from Fantastic Furniture when they first moved out and then it like fell apart almost immediately?
IKEA, but similar.
I don't want to cast aspersions on this company. Maybe that's not the case. But at that price point, I feel like it may not be the highest quality furniture, but you do get the thing. That's the thing. We had a coffee table, and for a while it held coffee, and then it kind of just fell apart and all the coffee fell down. But
The coffee was on it when it
how
fell
much
apart.
coffee did you have on it?
I
You
mean,
keep putting coffee on top of it. You can't keep doing
That's
it.
bags, that's weight.
maybe that's
kilos.
okay. Maybe it was a use problem more
Yeah,
than
yeah,
a
I
construction issue. But I feel like you will have this set up for a bit before it all falls apart. But then your life is falling apart if you have this anyway, so it's kind of fine. It
My
all
question
works
with
out.
this is, it doesn't come with any of the equipment though, does it?
No, you'll need to.
Okay, well then that's just table. That's just surface.
It is. If you really look closely,
surfaces anyway.
yeah,
Just surfaces.
it really is just a bed and a desk.
That's a bunch of flats. That's a bunch of flats and a soft.
It legitimately is. You could probably make one for cheaper with a trip to IKEA.
Yeah.
Also, I like that there's like one at the back of the bed that no one's using that. No one's getting to that stuff right at the back.
No.
Yeah. It's the logical extreme opposite of a standing desk.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I mean,
suppose. It is, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a line.
Yeah, it's a line.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
line.
how opposites work. Yeah.
You've got us there.
You've got us there.
Gotcha.
If I know the sort of idiots who would
Now,
want
beat me.
this.
Evan, don't ask us on to trap us.
Yeah, you can't just get us like this with a ruse.
Yeah.
Gotcha journalism. That's not what I thought you were about. I thought you were about
trying
truth
to
in gaming journalism.
I tried a standing desk this week.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
When?
This is what I was doing.
Have you thought of a standing desk for this? A standing
Well,
panel?
yeah, that could work.
Could it?
Well, this has to be like a,
feel like if
a
it
low
was-
seated
if we were
desk.
all
It's
doing
too
this-
small.
Yeah. Be like,
I don't know
what
if
do you
I
guys
like-
think of the game?
It is very casual.
Yeah.
I don't know. If
Feels
it is-
like good game.
Yeah.
Hey, or like rage.
Some
or
people,
like,
they'll do the news standing up. I think it's fine.
No, it's not because none of them know what to do with their hands. And everyone who comes out on the news is just like, and now some people are dead. And I'm too busy looking at their hands to pay attention to the news.
Now people are dead. And now people are dead.
I'm presenting my ideas like, so I think this game is actually really interesting because of the.
I feel like you're out of your shop.
Evan, why can't you stand up?
Yeah, this will be only
I
my.
could stand up. Look,
Yeah.
Why isn't Evan standing up? Did you get a boner?
Not again.
Evan!
Stop getting boners under the desk, Evan.
Evan, how would you do? Like, just read. Oh no, now the.
it's fine. Look, we don't have the technology to follow us if we stand up. We have to sit
okay,
down.
we have
Why
to
does this
sit down.
happen every time I'm here? Last time I was here, Greg insisted on standing up, and I never wear pants for standing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for that.
It's your show. You
How
can stop
prepared do
it.
you have to be for it?
Well,
What do you mean?
I was gonna tuck in this shirt if I was gonna go out.
The shirt looks great untucked.
Yeah, what's wrong with
Don't
this?
tuck that
It's
shirt.
just a little bit long. Look, it doesn't
No
matter.
one's supposed
None of this
to
matters.
tuck that shirt.
No,
in.
no.
Boneworks.
Oh,
Is that a new shirt?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then why?
How
would you-
fresh?
Yeah. It
looks
What do you mean how
nice.
fresh? I haven't worn it before. This is the
great.
shirt debut. Thank you.
Looks great.
Where's it from?
It's from I don't know Pierre something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
Boneworks.
I want to say one more thing about this. Is that
Oh,
all right?
okay, sure.
There's just one. So they do a bunch of other gaming furniture.
Yeah.
My favorite other thing was a like tent cube that you sit in,
Yeah.
and
Well, I did
it
see
has
that.
like
What's
what is it? I don't know.
is it for out? Is that for outdoors?
No,
or
it's
is it
for
like in your
inside.
living room? You'll
Well,
set up a
that's-
tent.
Yes, it
That's
feels like
for
definitely a
masturbating.
wank. Yeah, it's a wank cube.
It's for 14-year-old boys. It's a wank.
It's a wank cube.
And it's because the mum's like, I'm sick of finding it all over your bedroom. We're putting you in the cube so that it can just go like this. Like you've clearly been doing up until now.
You just watch the cube.
No,
Go and hose down the cube.
Oh.
This week,
It happens. It happens.
This week I was sitting at home and I sneezed and I was like, there was a booger in my nose before I sneezed and now I don't know where it is. And it's gone. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to go out in public. I'm gonna have to like,
Oh, you were afraid of like there's something about Mary
yeah,
situation.
just like being somewhere and someone being like, there's a booger on the fold in your chin.
Oh, hair gel.
Yeah. But like, I reckon that anything that comes out of a body with that much force can be lost.
Okay. It's a good theory.
Why you need to do.
Boneworks is a VR action adventure game for Oculus and Steam VR. The game uses physics, creative puzzles, and unique combat
Can
experiences.
we just offer solutions to people who are losing their cum? Can we offer that?
There are no solutions.
The cube.
What do you
cube.
mean no solution?
A tent thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Ben's wet
All right.
sock.
Or like, yeah, some sort of net.
Ben's weird cum socket with betting other people.
Let's take a look at the trailer. That was a look at the trailer for Boneworks.
What happened to you? Did
It
you get scared by the words you wrote?
snuck up on me.
Bones
So this-
scare you.
Well,
Why you can't stand up?
Evan's terrified of bones.
so this is interesting. We don't cover a lot of VR stuff on this show. It's nice to
Because it sucks.
No, VR is, it's definitely maturing as a platform, and
Sound like you're talking about a problem child.
Yeah.
Like,
Your kid who's getting bad grades.
Yeah, a little bit of discipline. We probably won't want to vomit every time we're around that kid.
independence is important.
with Half-Life Alyx coming along, there's going to be more and more of a focus on VR this year, and we should do VR every now and then. I enjoy it. It's fun.
It is a very hard. I was just saying earlier that reviewing this is interesting because there's not many people who will watch this and go, "Oh, I'll get this game," because it's such an expensive, it's so expensive to get the platform in the first place that I feel like we are reviewing this for like the 1%. This feels like a very rich review. It's like, hello.
Yes.
Hello, better than us.
A very privileged audience.
If you want to sign up to the Patreon,
Do it.
get that damn sock.
And it's not on PSVR either, so you do have to have a PC VR headset, like the Index or the Oculus.
So the 1% of the 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a fraction of a fraction.
What headset would you get this on? Like, what's
Well, I mean,
what's
I'm
the
using
big
the-
differences between the headsets?
I'm using an Oculus Rift S for mine.
And what would you say is the difference between that and like a Quest?
Well, you can't play it on a Quest because it needs to be run off a computer. Although I think Patrick was saying they're developing a version for the Quest.
But there's also the link cable. So
You can use the Oculus Quest, link it to your computer to play PC games.
I played the game.
You played it?
Yeah, I
did too.
played it.
What did you think of it?
I didn't get very far because I played it earlier today, but I got pretty much just to the bit where you're in the museum and they're trying to still teach you how to do stuff.
Right,
and then
yes,
I
the tutorial.
was doing pretty well because the thing is, the first thing you do is pick up a cup and throw it, and then you get to the next bit and you're just walking around and all you know how to do is throw stuff. So that's all you're doing. It's just like, oh, crowbar.
Yes.
And so you do that for a while. Then you're like, all right, I don't know where I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to be doing. And then finally I got to that other bit and then I jumped off something and needed to throw up. So I had to stop playing.
You didn't just jump off. You just walked up to the ledge and fell down and you're like, I'm watching your whole body.
Yeah, it
till
was
you're
like, and also up until then it was kind of fun because I was like, my brain was moving in the game, so I was walking on the spot and trying to make my brain not feel sick because it was I was simulating walking, so that would have looked good for everybody. You feel cooler than you definitely look.
Oh yeah, you always look like a dork with VR.
Yeah.
But you were doing the best Kath and Kim walk. It was really good. It was like, here we go. Because you don't need your shoulders at all, but you were putting them in. And
I don't know how you walk, Beck, but I'm all body.
So that does help. It is full locomotion. It's not teleporty like a lot of other games are, and that means so you're using the analog stick to move freely around the world, which does it's more intense, especially for people who have motion sickness or prone to that.
Or eyes and
How long did you last?
I picked up one mug. It reminded me of, there was this game in the 90s called Trespasser, Jurassic Park, which when it came along was this one uses gravity and stuff in the first person game, but it would be you'd have to move your arm and then you right. And you're like, oh cool, this game sucks.
Yeah, it is learning just what it's like to have arms again. The whole start of the game is what the hell?
No, it's what were you doing over and over?
I was real happy about this. Feel free 1% of the 1% to try this at home. But you could make this happen. But because you're holding two controllers that don't fit properly, it's actually really hard to get the finger in the hole. Just when I lost my virginity.
Great. Evan's got a boner again.
They're scared of them.
It is. It's It's effectively it's a lot like just a physics simulator, at least to begin with,
which is why it's so cool.
Well, for me, as somebody who's played a lot of VR in the past, I'm not that doesn't really wow. I don't find physics demos fun anymore. Like I've played a bunch of these sorts of things, which are like little tech demos, which is like pick this thing up, throw this thing around, and whatever. And so that sort of stuff is like, all right, you got to do something a bit more interesting. Got to actually make a game out of it. You got to build on that to actually make it fun to play and give you an objective and stuff. So to start with, though, it is that sort of tutorial thing. It's a fairly lengthy tutorial to get started. To just teach you those concepts about, all right, this is how you pick things up. This is how you can grab things from afar, sort of like magnet them to you, so you don't have to move around so much. There's like verticality, so there's climbing stuff.
Yeah, the climbing stuff to me is probably the most iffy.
It's
also because you can see your arms and they're not doing the right thing. So you're like, here we go, off I go. It reminds me of there used to be a this is unimportant, but here we go. At Kringle McDonald's in the playground, there was a train. There was a train piece of play equipment, and it had monkey bars on the inside of it. And
of the train.
Okay. And then you would climb along the monkey bars, but a lot of people would climb into the monkey bars to get in the roof. And then I once got stuck in there like this, and that's what it reminds me of. I was it was like, when you're a kid and you can do anything and it doesn't fucking matter because you're made of rubber. I think it was at the end of my being a kid.
Children are made of rubber.
Oh, yeah.
They're made of, thank you, write that down.
They are old tyres.
But this was by the end of, I think this was the end of my childhood. I'd had too many chicken nuggets and I was trapped in a train at the Kringle McDonald's.
Can I show you my physical impression of VR arms? It's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. All right, ready? I'm just gonna go play a game.
That's gross. Yes, they're
But accurate.
They're
VR is accurate. It's just to Lena's arms.
Yeah.
No one else's.
They based the game off of me.
yes, you have arms. You have a.
Oh, you're not going to talk about the arms?
No.
You're going to pretend like the arms didn't just happen?
What's up with you?
You have a body. You have legs.
You have a body, you have legs.
No, it's fair. That isn't the most impressive thing about me.
But I love that you're saying that like it's a feature. You have a body, you have legs.
It's a consideration.
When do you think these games will ever be good? How far from now will we have to check in again for VR games to actually be good?
I think some of them are good. The thing with this one is, this one did also make me feel sick. And I've never felt sick while playing VR. And I had not played it long. And all I was doing the sitting down version too. I was like, oh, this won't be as bad because I'm sitting down. But somehow it was worse, and I was going through a wall.
I think it
with
is
a
worse.
Computer chair.
Certainly that free movement makes it puts it in the category of the more intense sort of VR experience. But
What's
also
the robot game that we play?
Robo Recall.
Robo Recall. Never felt sick.
Yeah,
playing
that's great. But
It's
that's
sick and it's bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, but that's a teleporting game.
Except for the bit with the. Oh no, it is teleporting.
Yeah.
But you can stack all the mugs up. It's got the same mugs.
Yeah, it has the
All
same.
VR games
Yes.
require you.
You've got to have
Whoever is
stuff with
developing
mugs.
VR games has just got like a bunch of mugs around the office like, what about if we left mugs in the game?
Yes, it is more intense. I got sick too, and I played.
What a recommendation!
This game made us all want to vomit.
Look, this isn't about necessarily recommending games. There's pros and cons to this, but it's just interesting because I have played a lot of VR over a few years.
Yeah.
And that.
So you're used to it.
No, well, yes.
And this made you sick.
Yeah, that's right. So that VR sickness that you get is something that you build up a tolerance to, right? It's just something that your brain's not used to, and so it throws you off, right? But I don't typically have a problem with moving around. That artificial locomotion I don't have a problem with now. However, there are a few points in this game because of, I think it is some of this verticality stuff. It's because of your, because you do have that body in the game, and because that is affected by physics as well. There's some stuff going on where what's happening in the game is not necessarily one-to-one with real life.
Yeah.
Where you'll be holding onto something, and because of the physics rules in the game, your hand is stuck there, or your head is stuck somewhere, or your body's stuck somewhere whether it's a glitch or not, there's points where your hand is not where your hand is supposed to be, or where your head is not moving one-to-one with your...
I'm not familiar with that.
Or your head is not one-to-one with where your current head movements, and that kind of thing really, that throws me off.
There is a very good way to make it feel more real, and that's when Lena upstairs didn't have the wrist strap on and threw... What were you throwing?
I was throwing a mug.
She threw a mug and she just threw the remote at my head.
Threw the controller.
Don't tell Evan that. Don't tell Evan I tried to ruin his stuff.
How much are those controllers to replace them?
I don't know, but they're...
I am the 99% of the 99%.
But can I
Look, I'm
also,
sure it's fine.
can I also just say,
Yes.
Patrick, who's on my camera this week,
Yes.
you played all
I was
this.
updating the wiki at home.
And
Yes.
you played through all of this in one...
16 hours of it.
And you played through the whole game in one go, didn't you? No, not quite.
Did you get sick?
Played for like a good 5 hours.
Yeah, right, and you
the hell?
didn't get sick at all. Wow. All right. Well, so that...
Maybe it's we're old. Patrick's younger.
Maybe.
I do okay on boats. How do you guys do on a boat?
I did
I'm
great on
not
a boat.
good.
Did you say I'd be great on a boat?
I do great on a boat. I do great on a boat.
I thought you were saying I'd
be great.
I'd be
If it
great
ever
on
came
a boat. Given the opportunity.
Yeah. If I could afford a boat, the 1% over here, throwing away controllers on boats.
Guess what? I guess I'm rich.
That felt true.
I have a bit of motion sickness sometimes, so that maybe it could also just be, a personal. It is a very personal thing as well. So, it's certainly I wouldn't let it put you off if you played other games that do this. I think it's worth giving you a go and to see how you go.
Do you know what else felt very personal? Oh, sorry, Pete.
No, you go.
What else felt very personal was when you killed one of them, you went bang, bang into its head, and then you leaned down and just hit it a few more times and then walked off.
Yeah, I did.
And
do
I
that.
went, was that necessary? And you went, nah. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
So yes, it is a. Yes, it's the kind of game you start off. You don't necessarily have
Let's not
guns
address it, it's
to
fine.
begin with, and so
We're really skimming over some hot topics today.
no, but it is necessary. At
You
the
picked up
start.
a mug, bashed him with the mug.
Evan's like, not as much blood as I thought there would. Anyway.
Well, no, there isn't very much. But if it's necessary. It's kind of full on.
It's necessary.
It's
To
full on
finish
when
them off
you,
like that.
Yes.
It's full on when you first, you're confronted by one of these sort of like faceless bodies, and you have to bash them over the head with a brick to kill them.
You have to.
Well, you
have to.
Either that or you're in a fist fight, and that's difficult, right? It's harder to kill someone with your fist. They're soft. If you can get a hammer or a brick,
A hammer now.
then you get a hammer, and then.
Just the difficulty you have with it is that they're faceless and you can't see the death in their eyes when
No.
they're the light disappears.
No, it's you don't want them to get up again.
No.
So you want to finish them
So
off,
you
right?
gotta do it an extra 40 times. Gotta really make sure they're dead.
But I think the combat is fun. Like it's for me, the combat is the.
For you, the combat is fun. We get it, Evan.
Yes,
we get it. We
but that's it. I think
understand.
for me, the combat is the fun part of the game.
Yes.
Like it's fun. Just there's something. It's fun.
Because you got to do the gun, like, you reload, like, properly, don't you? You go, like,
Yeah,
Oh.
I do find that a bit cumbersome compared to games like Robo Recall, where it's a bit more
why
fun.
would you find
like,
that cumbersome when you're going like this?
It can be like because you well,
pew.
okay, so you've got your gun and then
Pew, 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 pew.
you've got your magazine.
Pew, pew, pew.
You have
Pregnant.
Can you go like this in the game? Can you go?
Oh, yeah.
I want to
suppose
do
you
that.
can.
Or that. That's the
No,
gesture
I
I'm
couldn't work
waiting
that
for.
one out.
The finger tracking is not.
You know how to use your hands. You're not
Yeah, sorry, I'm in VR at the moment.
But yeah, for guns, yes, you need to grab your magazine, load it manually, cock the gun.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It's
Because I feel like with all these games, because you guys have a VR set.
Yes.
headset. So every game you'll play and be like, look, it's pretty, like, for the options that we've got. And I feel like that's everyone who has it. What point will there be one where it's like, oh, this is actually good? Not just like, oh, this is good for within the parameters of this thing that's no good.
I think there are lots of games in VR that are really good.
But like genuinely good that would make people buy it.
I think this Half-Life Alex, is that how you
Yes,
say
I
it?
think Half-Life
When
Alex.
that comes out, it will be similar to this
When's that come out?
a while.
March
2024.
23rd.
Holy shit, that is...
March 23rd.
It's soon.
pretty soon.
It's really soon.
I'll be too busy playing Animal Crossing.
Well, yeah, Animal
Can't play
Crossing
it.
comes out.
If they work out how I can play Animal Crossing in
And Doom as
virtual
well.
reality, which I think you can because there's cameras on your one, that'd be
possible.
a nightmare. That's awful.
But yes, I think Half-Life Alex will. I feel like that's like there's a lot of hype around that. I think that's likely to be a turning point of sorts because it is such a huge developer putting such huge resources into that title, whereas this is, it's independent. Like it's
I'm sorry, Beck just pitched her ideal game and then said that would be a nightmare. What you did was you fantasized about something you wanted that was actually traumatizing for you.
That's all of my pitches for things.
It'd be so cool if like Evan could murder someone next to me and bludgeon them for ages. That'd be scary and I'd feel fear. Oh, they've got it. Okay.
Wonderful, great, it's already
available.
done.
Yeah. Sorry.
Also, there's the big thing I have with this game in comparison to other ones, like Beat Saber, when you're playing it, you largely stay in the same spot. Robo Recall, you stay in the same spot. This, you have the biggest tendency to just wander around the room without realizing it.
Yeah.
And most of the action you're doing is this. And when your partner is sitting on the couch next to you and you're just wandering around and your partner's on your phone just going, yep, okay, but
and you really got to wallop things too. Whether it's a person or whether it's
button.
A
like
mug.
a box or something.
a loved one.
breaking
Evan's really
breaking a lock off with a brick or something like you.
Yeah.
You got to put a bit of force into it.
It is a dangerous game to play.
You want to have a bit of room.
Oh yeah.
You have to have a lot of, I reckon this is the amount of room you really
But you couldn't do it in a gaming bed, for example.
Even if you were sitting down, that's
Standing on
You can play the seated mode, yes.
Yeah.
You could if
do
you
that.
wanted to punch the kettle onto you and burn yourself.
sound pretty good.
Yeah, Pete's playing.
Look
So-
at you go.
Oh, sorry guys, I put on my VR headset. Someone's VR operating me right now.
Pete, stand to the left so you don't hurt anybody.
Honestly, I think Robo Recall, Beat Saber is a great VR game. Tetris Effect,
Oh, God.
if you're a Tetris person.
Evan's,
Edge of Nowhere was one of the first games that I played that was that I played through in VR and was really, really good. It's from Insomniac. Great, like full, VR game. So there are those sorts of things. There are a lot of sort of experiments and tech demos and that sort of thing that aren't fully sort of fleshed out. So this is something that it does feel like a tech demo that they have sort of fully fleshed out. They turned into a proper game with a narrative, even though it doesn't have a lot of story there to sort of pull you through. But it's got a variety of different elements. Like the combat is a lot of fun. There's there's puzzles elements. Like it reminds me a bit of like Half-Life and Portal as well. Like there's basic stuff.
As long as we're coming up with like games that we would love to play in VR, that wouldn't traumatize us, because that's the difference in our pitches. I reckon I would love to play Portal.
I feel like that would make you very
that'd be-
sick.
Yeah,
More
it'd
sick
be
than
horrible.
this game.
Imagine, the bits where you bounce around the room, just like projectiling. It's like you need the cube. You need
That's
the
what you
cube.
need.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what
nice
you
of you. Yeah.
it'd match, how you spray goo everywhere in the second
Yeah.
one, but you'd be doing that, it'd kind of be matching your environment.
Yeah.
It make more sense.
Calm. Cheers.
Do you know what is a good? I forgot about this. Anything from not Squanch Tendo, what are they? Squanch Games. All the Rick and Morty stuff is really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Trover Saves the Universe, really great. Like,
That's a really creative.
Creative, and also like they don't make you feel sick.
Yeah, that's that lower intensity thing.
That's such a sad, like that's such a
that's like the bar.
Well,
you don't want to vomit. It's a good game.
Can I say one thing in defence of this game?
Of course.
Since we're railing on it,
I'm not. Okay.
I'm just like, I'm positive, so I'm just.
Okay.
Stop railing on it.
Yeah. Since we're having opinions, no, I really like the fact that and this is probably other VR games that I haven't really had the chance to play, but I love. When am I ever going to throw a crowbar in my life? It's not something I'm going to do.
You know you can do that.
Don't offer me the opportunity to do something quite dangerous.
Yeah.
You can throw a crowbar easy.
No,
We had
Pete,
a crowbar.
I'm aware I could. I'm
don't
just
think
one
we
of
had a
those people
crowbar.
that isn't out to hurt people.
You don't have to hit someone with it. You can just throw it.
What's the point in throwing it?
Okay.
I don't know. This feels very Make-A-Wish now. Like I want to make it happy for you.
Like those
legitimately-
smash places. You know when you can go to those places and smash things in a room?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but now I want to throw one at a person.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Okay, all
different.
right. Now let's step back. All right,
okay.
never
You
mind.
can't do that.
It gives you the opportunity to do those.
It's a real
things
Evan
that-
move.
Sorry?
It's a real Evan move. You don't want to throw it at
I know.
the person.
Well, it does make you. I will say this again in defence of Evan's incredible violence. It does. My instinct straight away when I was in there was it is just but also you do start to feel a little bit like I want to bludgeon someone because it is I guess I'm just wound really tired in real life. I don't get too much and the society's really and so if I have the opportunity to throw crowbars at people and really hurt them, I reckon I'd be.
We're learning a lot today about our friends.
It's
Hope you're all right. Maybe ask your friends. Do you want to bludgeon people?
there is
Just check in.
there is something therapeutic, and it is nice that it is the physics are it's supposed to be accurate.
Therapeutic?
Yeah, that's not the
accurately.
word.
No, that's
What am I?
weird.
What am I?
I think you do mean that, but I don't think anyone else would think that.
Oh, there's something that
Yeah, something for the rage that's inside of you every day.
For that just never going away burning feeling.
being able to smash something with a sledgehammer. There's
There's some joy.
stab something with a.
All right,
No.
I reckon we'll stay on this side of the desk, but this has to be over there, and that's fine.
And it's cool to be able to just in the VR thing of being able to raise a pistol and just
Drink from a mug, all that sort of
someone.
stuff.
I feel like we started the show digging, and now I don't know where we're not even. I think we're in the side.
No, what we're doing is we're digging a grave for all the bodies that Kevin and I are.
Right, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
My feeling on this game,
Yes.
since we should conclude, I like the combat stuff. For me, I don't like platforming in games. It's not something that I really go for. The Mario sort of platforming stuff I find it frustrating
Yes.
when you're having to do stuff over and over again, going on a platform, falling off, having to start again, that sort of stuff.
But I feel like you don't like
frustrates me.
puzzles as well.
And I'm not big on puzzles,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
It certainly is no better when you physically have to do it in VR, and particularly when it's
not better. So now it's worse at every aspect of gaming. Okay.
Look, if you like that sort of thing, I'm sure it's great. But for me, it's more frustrating when you physically have to be it's physically exhausting on top of being frustrating. And also can be because of the physics stuff. It can be a bit sort of glitchy or weird, and that it can make it a bit less predictable as well. So you'll fall off something. There's also something a bit weird, I think, about. Maybe it's not weird, and I haven't really thought this through. But when you move forward on your joystick, is you move the way that your head is facing, which can be a bit and I feel like it should be the way that your body is facing, but of course it doesn't know which way your body's facing, except maybe that's where your hands are. Anyway, it can just be a little bit imprecise maybe, or just maybe unpredictable sometimes.
It's really interesting, how I know this is not that related, but everyone's pretty up on privacy and going let's not give our information to people. And with this, you're here is exactly where my head is. Here's where my hands are, and you're I wish it knew where my body
Yeah.
is.
Facebook knows where my head is.
I wish it could find me.
Facebook knows where my hands are. Oh my God.
Facebook.
I mean, in fairness, Facebook probably has a pretty good idea of where your hands are, even without VR.
could narrow it down.
It's like either on a keyboard or a phone or an
Sure.
iPad. Yeah,
Okay, fair
it's Facebook knows you're touching internet.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're swiping through more dogs again, Beck. Just buy one, you idiot.
So
Buy a dog.
What?
It's illegal now.
what?
Adopt.
Anyway, look, I think it's this game definitely it gets credit for being what
You
do you,
can buy a car. Go on, Evan.
it gets credit for being it's a fully fleshed out, polished VR
gets credit for that.
game. Absolutely.
Okay.
Because I think so many VR experiences are smaller. Like
Yeah, but if you can't play it because you feel sick,
well, obviously
know.
it's for people who are okay with these sort of more intense.
It really is.
The 1% of the 1%
The 1% that don't get sick when they play VR.
Yeah.
you have enough
It's a-
money to buy the drugs that would stop you feeling
Yeah.
sick. Like if
So
you had
this,
like,
this
know
was
if that
kind of what I was
works.
getting at with the boats, is when I went on Spirit of Tasmania.
God, stop flexing.
I know, sorry.
Holy shit.
I actually stayed in a cabin because my boyfriend had one. It
Oh my God.
was pretty cool. I didn't sleep in the chairs. Anyway,
Did you go to Launceston?
I actually came back from Lawrence.
Oh my God. Listen to
Melbourne.
this.
Anyway, I was not well. It was like me trying to eat out of a bain-marie, and there were just like a bunch of Harley Davidson guys on the boat. It was a very weird experience, but I was so nauseous that we had to get like special things that you strap on your wrist, and they press. For some reason, they just press
Yeah,
your wrist.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would like to see if Pete could get further in the game with those on.
With
his
those
wrists.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Because I feel like it's the same thing.
It is.
There's
It
like
is the same thing. It's just motion sickness.
yeah.
Or, do you know what? Because I'm not that great on boats, but do you know what I am great on? When you get those like,
Land.
here I am,
Cheers.
let me go. No, when, you know those blow up inflatable ring things that you put behind a boat? And you lie on the ring and the
yeah.
boat takes you
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah!
Great on those.
yeah.
What if you go
I can focus really well on one of them.
Yeah, what if you go real fast through VR? Would that, like maybe the problem is stopping. Maybe
Yeah.
you shouldn't stop.
I don't think the problem
Constant
is.
motion. Zoom!
Maybe.
I'm going to give it a go. Patrick, what did you think of it? Because you've played the whole game.
Patrick loves it.
I love the idea of it most.
We all love the idea of
That's
it.
VR. That's we've all
It's
loved.
very tech demoing, but it is pretty cool how fleshed out it is for a VR game.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I think and especially because it is because a lot of VR games, just because it is a smaller market, even if they're not like full sort of games, they still have that AAA price. Like it's quite expensive a lot of the time, having to to buy the bigger VR games. They're expensive. Whereas this one is so it's on Steam. It's $42.99.
But if you get the bone bundle, it's only $57.45.
I get the bone bundle every Saturday night.
So it's
Would that be?
I think it's a bunch of penises.
Yeah, they're
and,
wrapped
like,
together.
Wrapped around, yeah.
Like a spindle of dicks.
Yeah.
like a broccolini.
Walking along a train track.
Like a broccolini bunch.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Which one will I use?
we need to get to the end of this.
No, we need to picture that more.
We need to get to the end of the bone bundle.
For me,
You bought them all, you got to use them all.
It's
You leave them in a crisper and one of them goes bad.
if you like the platforming, if you like the puzzling, and you like the shooting, it's a great package of all those three things.
Yes.
For me, I'm not so big on the platforming and not so big on the puzzling.
But you love the
I
boning.
like the combat, and so for me, it's like But for a shooter, I'd rather like Robo Recall is hard to beat just as a fun, easy, accessible shooter that's not going to make you sick.
So I think
I did enjoy that more than this.
the conclusion is we appreciate what they've done here, but also I want to
Possibly not.
Of course
for
we appreciate
everybody.
what they've
not for everybody. But before we wrap up the show, we do have a Patreon question.
Finally. It's a bone bundle.
Hey, there you
That's
go.
beautiful.
What's this?
Yeah, I'll draw.
That's the tripled up
Oh,
one.
it's a limp one.
It's
Right.
gross because they're all part of the same shaft.
Oh, we'll get a shot of it over there. There you
we
go.
go.
Beautiful stuff.
I like this one.
It's the biggest.
Yeah.
It's the biggest.
The biggest.
So sorry, I always get to dicks. I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault that there's something called Bone Bundle.
It's really hard not to think about it.
The top voted Patreon question this week was from Adam Giambattista, once again, with Mikiv coming up, Melbourne International Comedy Festival coming up, along with all the stress and crippling anxiety, what games are your go-to to relax? You guys play games to relax?
Yes.
What do you play to relax?
Yes!
I'm always relaxed.
I'm so relaxed.
It depends on the sort of mood that I'd want to be in to, what I'm trying to relax from.
Sure, okay. Whether you're trying to unwind after a long day.
Yeah. Like if it's
or-
been a bad day, Far Cry.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah.
shoot things?
You want to shoot things.
Like in
to
the
relax.
VR game, like there is something
Relaxing about shooting
Oh,
a bunch of
Evan,
people.
you've just got to stop.
No, I agree. Like there is
It's like
something relaxing.
aromatherapy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
go in
a
and
release.
You,
Yeah.
you
perhaps.
shoot people. And
Yeah.
blow them up and whatever. Or otherwise, it's just a bit of NBA 2K.
Oh yeah.
Bit of relaxing sport.
NBA, that's interesting. Every time I play one of those sport games, I feel like they haven't quite nailed what it feels like to play a sport. But maybe
really-
it's
yeah.
It's
about.
more this
Because
than the moving.
Because you're not physically doing any of the sport.
I get it now.
What would you play to relax, Beck?
I keep trying to play games to relax, but I keep playing Spyro over and over again. But also,
By the way, those dicks you've drawn are disgusting.
no, they're real gross.
They're horrific.
They're no good.
Yeah, no.
Yours is real graphic.
Yeah, I don't think I want to.
Stop drawing veins.
Real detailed. Why would they all have a big vein?
I don't know.
Not all of them have big vein.
I know, but I started and then I was like,
Oh,
well,
you did balls at the bottom of your
Yeah, I
bottom
thought
bundle.
maybe it needed
Nah,
them.
I left out the bad stuff.
It's not good. It's not good, is it, Patrick?
Oh, it's
me.
really gross.
It looks like TNT.
But when it explodes, it's even worse.
You just throw it.
Yeah, I told you these things explode.
What would you play to relax?
Oh, so I do play like a lot of old games. Like I love retro games. Games I've played before because then I know where they're going. And then it's like just more of
Yeah,
a
right.
exercise in just like, you just doing like a hand.
Just a good bone bundle.
Yeah, it's just like a bone bundle. I like, yeah. Oh, it's getting worse. Spyro, Stardew. I really like Super Mario Brothers 3. Like I'll always pull that out because it's just, that's fun. I'm trying to think of other ones. Just retro. Yeah, I love retro games. I wish that there were more GameCube games on the Switch because GameCube was like my jam. And there just isn't yet. They still haven't released Crystal Chronicles. Still waiting for that. But I used to love playing like Super Smash Brothers Melee as well. But then I'd have to get my GameCube out of the cabinet it's in that I keep it in instead of connecting it to the
How hard
television.
would it be to get it out of that cabinet?
Oh, you gotta like.
It sounds hard. It's sounding, at the moment, it sounds like it's going to be
You got to get out of your gaming bed.
Yeah.
Lena, what would you play to relax?
My go-to, because it's the easiest one to fire up, is I like Kingdom Rush on my iPad. It's a tower defense game. It's
right.
wonderful.
Is it really addictive?
It is quite addictive, but it's like, because I used to play a fair few tower defenses when I was cool and a kid. But these, it's really fun. It's like, it's cartoonish in design. There's like cute little story going on, and then it's just good. Just
Is it like
solid tower
heavy
defense.
on the in-app purchases? Like, is it always trying to get you to?
No. You can pretty much play the full thing without. You can. I mean, I play it on the hardest setting without ever needing to what I consider cheat, which is buy
Yeah.
stuff. It's really good, and you get a little hero. The heroes do things. You upgrade your towers, and it's really. I recommend. I can actually. It's great.
Kingdom Rush.
Kingdom Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like 4 different ones at the moment. Yeah.
I
pretty cool.
I really like playing. Beat Saber is great for just like if you're stressed out, if you wound up or something. It's great to just get moving and do that. And
Do you know what? It's
play
fun
music
for
loud.
people around you because,
You look like an idiot.
yes, and quite often you're, because Evan's bought new headphones for his Oculus headset, he can't hear anything either.
Yeah.
So it's really great. And especially when he just puts the headset on behind you and then you turn around and you're like, oh, this is happening now. And he's just like, high hopes for a living.
Yeah.
Or chop chop. You keep doing the chop chop.
Yeah. The
So chop
Yeah.
chop.
That's right.
Chop chop chop.
Beck and I were in public once, and
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we leave the
I know,
house.
Yeah. And we were at a games arcade, and I really want to play Beat Saber. It was the first time I'd ever. And she did this cute thing where she bought it for me. It was really lovely, act of friendship. But the thing lowers down, the headset lowers down, and you're supposed to just put it on and stand there, so then the string like adjusts your height. But I didn't listen. I didn't know that, so I just kept. I was like bending down in the middle of this place, and then one of my friends said, "Stand up, you moron!" But I felt cool because VR is
great.
Yeah, in the middle of Melbourne Central is the perfect place to do this.
But I also like playing like arcadey races. Like for a lot of the reasons that you were saying, that it's just like you follow a trail. Like you can kind of turn your brain off and just play them without it's not like puzzles where you're thinking too much. Like it's an easy to play racing game. I love that sort of thing.
What sort of
just to
racing
chill out. Something like, what's wrong?
When you said arcadey races, I thought you said arcadey racist. And I just thought of something like Capcom versus China.
No. I'm talking about like
wow, I relaxed.
style races. Just an easy to play racing game like Asphalt 9.
easy
is
race.
good, and it's on so many different platforms.
What's an easy race?
What do you mean?
I don't think we should answer that
It's
question.
Australian, actually, is an easy race.
I'm talking about cars.
I'm talking about cars.
Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit is great. Burnout is a fun one as well.
Yep.
Just like
Dutch.
Finland.
Yeah. The Finnish.
I know I do it every time I'm here, but Sims is also a great one. For relaxing.
Oh yeah, of course. Thanks so much for that question, Adam. If you have a question you'd like to ask us, jump on the $10 Patreon tier, and you can vote for the question as well. To vote on the question.
Okay, buddy.
Okay.
What just happened
It's
then?
been big day.
Also, there's a new camera in this episode that's just slowly moving, and every so often I'll catch it and stare at it for a bit.
Yeah, it's a new thing we're trying. We'll see. We'll see if it
I
sticks.
don't think I'm in
like
any of the
following.
shots for that one.
Looks like one of the.
No, you're in that one.
Am I? I'm in that one?
Yeah, you're in that one.
Yeah, we're all in that one.
I guess I'll sit up.
For the robot camera.
Yeah. Sorry.
We have to thank our top patrons. Thanks to Adam Giambattista, who just asked that great question. Alan
Adam.
Mulhall, Amy G, Ben Lovett, Cameron McCorrist, Shemath Wijeratney, Chandler the Bakerman, Christian Ford, Christian Sanchez,
Oh.
Chris Sheeky, David Cunningham.
It doesn't feel right to not yell it.
Oh, Ben's not here.
Who are you yelling?
Christian Sanchez.
Christian Sanchez!
Christian Sanchez.
Dale Ball was up to. Dixie Dean, 17. Drew Heisner, Drew Schiller, Eric Stacey, Aaron Yetkindler, Jack Mufati, James Kammerman, Jamil Nawaz.
Pronounced cameraman.
Yeah.
No, there's no A after this. It's Kammerman. Jamil Nawaz, Carly Jones, Lachlan Chapman, Matthew Ryan, Nathan Bauer, Nestor Guiharo, Paul Barbie, Raw Saw.
Pronounced baby.
Paul Baby.
What?
I'd love if we knew Paul Baby in real life. Paul Baby.
Paul Barbie.
Yeah, but we're not going to say that anymore.
Samuel Emons.
You missed one.
Rawasaw. Centeri Rakonen. Scorzilla.
Stop making these up, Evan. Read the names that are up
These
there.
are real people who give us real money. every month.
Scorzilla?
Scorzilla.
He's getting a sock.
Scott Chapman, Sean Prague, Stephen Burke, The Business Gamer, and Zach Steinbecker.
And big shout out to the Business Gamer's new dog that's not called Evan, but everyone on the Discord has decided its name is Evan.
That's on the new dog, Evan.
Everyone on every one of our patrons
Hi, Chief.
on every tier gets a gets in the
Oh, something's
A
happened.
dog?
Are you okay, buddy?
The dog was
They get-
named Evan because the dog kept getting boners too.
and it bludgeoned another dog.
you get on the you get
All this
a,
episode.
What do you get on the $10 tier?
on any of the tiers you get the an invite to the Discord.
Oh,
which is where these
the Discord. You get to go
Discord.
to the Discord.
You get to go to a blue light disco.
So you get to
Pretty
chat with
cool.
us. And,
Pete, are you a 50-year-old?
the Discord
Not
tech.
yet.
If you want to hear your name read on the show, maybe you want to mug, maybe you want to get on the Discord, jump on the $20 Patreon tier.
The mugs are great.
The mugs are great, so good. Go to patreon.com/gameygame or gameygame.com/Patreon. And if you want to see Lena live at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, or any of the other, there's a lot of great guests from this show who are doing shows at the comedy festival or involved in shows. Even people on our Discord who watch the show who are involved in shows as well. So I've put links to the shows in the description, so you can go check those out, buy tickets. And of course, if you enjoy the show, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and tell your friends and share it around. Go check out the Clips channel as well, some great stuff there. And you can podcast the show as
Everyone's
well.
surprised that he's got through so much of this.
What about the Ben Cum sock?
That's the $50 tier. You'll get the Ben's Damp sock tier.
I think it's good we haven't done that today because we were going to dampen a sock today, but I think I don't think you want Ben's sock today.
How much?
No, you don't want it
Ben's,
today.
How much for one of your socks, Evan?
It's not an option currently.
What tier would you make it?
I don't know.
I reckon a hundy. A
hundy?
hundy for an Evan sock.
I don't think anyone
But I
would go
don't
for
know.
that.
I don't
know.
I don't think it's wet. What do we do with Evan's sock?
I feel like a plain sock is on brand for me.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah, plain
just
sock. Unworn.
That is all for this week. We'll catch you next week. Bye.